White men are finally suing for equal rights. Oh, I've been waiting for this for years and years and years and years. I'm so happy to see this. And we had the California case in '78, BAKKE versus I think it was University of California, Berkeley Medical School or something like that. That where they said you can't have explicit racial quotas, but you can kind of. And then in 2003, I think it was Sandra Day O'Connor said you can't have explicit racial quotas, but if it serves diversity, it's okay. And she goes, in 25 years, we won't need to do any of that anymore. And it took 20 years for the Supreme Court now to say, no, you can't even do this racial quotas. You can't be racist. You can't be racist against whites. About 20 years, no, 2000, in March of 2000, I had written a letter to the editor in Forbes because they had some clown from the UAW, a representative from UAW saying, white men, white men. And I was like, why is it okay to denigrate white men? We never say it about anybody else. Why is it okay to denigrate white men? And now it's been 23 years. Now we finally got we're starting to get some headwind, us white guys. And that's good because this is how it works. You have to sue and make these people pay. Why do you think there's no more Aryan nations? They got sued to going bankrupt. I think didn't the Boy Scouts or something like that? I can't remember. That's why the gays joined because the Boy Scouts got sued. You got to sue to bring the pain. That's what you have to do. It's sad, but it is nature of the beast. Our side has always been on the receiving side of the lawsuits. It's about damn time that we're suing back, and this is great. Now that we got the receptive court in front of us, this is good. This will make the racism stop, and there'll be no more white men, because I'm sick of that crap. I got 2 white kids. I got a white brother. I'm white myself. I got lots of white friends, and it's freaking disgusting. Don't be racist. That's all there is to it. And I don't care if I'm racist towards whites because they control everything. I don't control anything. It's so idiotic to say that. To say they. Well, who are they? White guys or Jewish guys or black guys. Okay, how about the guy in front of you? Does he control everything? Is he a money grubber? Is he freaking committing crimes? No. So stop this idea that if a proportion of a segment of society means all that society is like that. It's so freaking dumb, dude. Oh, it's embarrassing. Anyway, so check this out. Activists behind Supreme Court affirmative action cases now suing the law firms. Look at my man Ed Blum. We're going to call him Ed Blum. I don't know if that's how you say his name. Ed Blum's, he might even be Jewish, actually. Blum, I think, is a Jewish name, so kick ass, buddy. Ed Blum's organization accuses firms offering fellowships for diverse candidates, diverse because, white guys are not diverse, of racial discrimination against straight white men. Yeah, you're freaking crushing there, Ed. He hopes to generate more Supreme Court cases to bolster the legal limits of how race and ethnicity is used in employment. 100%, man. This is freaking fantastic. So, my man Ed has sued 2 law firms that offer fellowships for diverse candidates. The lawsuits by his 2-year-old anti-affirmative action organization, American Alliance for Equal Rights, accuses, and I'll put a link in the show notes so you can go to that website and sign up, because you should, man. He accuses the law firms of unlawful racial discrimination against white candidates. The lawsuits target the international law firms of Perkins and Coie. Where have I heard Perkins and Coie? Let's take a look. We're going to go to the conservative treehouse. We're going to type in Perkins and Coie, and what are we going to find? The FBI had a workspace inside Perkins and Coie DC law offices? What? That's weird. The FBI maintains a workspace, including computer portal, inside the law firm of Perkins and Coie? That's weird. Let's keep going here. Special prosecutor John Durham issued subpoenas to Clinton law firm Perkins Coie. So Perkins Coie is a Clinton law firm, and they're working with the FBI. The FBI actually had an office there? That's not weird. New York Times uses 4 narrative engineers to spin defensive tale protecting one of their Perkins Coie sources, Michael Sussman. Why that guy is not freaking strung up, I don't know. Democrat law firm group, including Perkins Coie, sends legal threat to group, legal threat, auditing Maricopa County election. Man, look at that, Perkins Coie. And we talked about Perkins Coie in here, the Mar-a-Lago documents. We got more Perkins Coie all over the place. Anyway, it's kind of funny, man. So why these guys aren't in jail, I don't know, man. I literally don't know. It's crazy. Our guys go to jail. Their guys just walk away making millions of dollars. It's nuts. It's crazy. Everyone should get a legal procedure, 100%, and they haven't. They haven't taken it to the FBI. They haven't taken it to the CIA. They haven't taken it to the Democratic people who control the narrative. They haven't, and they should. Who they are be the people that I don't know who it would be, but this is the only way to do it, is to sue the freaking hell out of these guys out of existence. Hopefully they do. You hear about Oberlin College, by the way? I'll show you that here in just a second. All right. So here's Perkins Coie The suit filed in Texas alleges that the firm uses racial discriminating against future lawyers for decades by limiting some fellowship possessions to applicants who are students of color, students who identify as 57 flavors, and students with disability. So if you're a straight white guy with no disabilities, you're out of luck, dude. Out of luck. Sorry, Charlie. And I guess a woman, too. The fellowships pay tens of thousands of dollars. And if you your first year salary could be $190 a year. Perkins Coie, of course, wouldn't immediately be reached for comment. Well, hopefully they get sued and they go out of business. It's not going to happen. Look, man, our side will never win this because Perkins Coie is part of the controllers. I get that. But I love the fact that this guy's taking them. That's great. For decades, we've been intentional and consistent in our efforts to increase our diversity of our workforce because white men are not diverse. So that's inherently saying we're intentional in being anti-white men. And how do we know that? Because you can't be a white guy and apply for these fellowships. Racism. That's all. I mean, literally, that's racism. If you're a white guy, you can't apply. So everyone wants to be gay. If you're only way a white guy can be minority is to be gay. Why do you think this big? Everyone's being gay now because that's the only way you can be a minority. And a lot of white guys, they're desperate to be minority. They're like, oh, I'm strong and brave. It's insane. Like we've literally emasculated men so they don't stand on their own. They say, no, I'm a victim too. I'm a victim against that straight white guy. You're like, dude, you just became gay like yesterday. Yes, I know. Crazy. The suit against Morrison Forster alleges that the firm's whatever fellowship considers African American, Black, Latinx. Oh God, you know it's run by rich white libs, Latinx, Native Americans, Native Alaskans, or members of the 57 flavors community. All right, that's racism right there. It literally says it right there. Representatives could be reached for comment. The firm's Wetmore program is 10 years old and has awarded 136 fellowships, and they start at first year salary $215,000. First year of historically underrepresented groups in the legal industry. Well, how many guys are from an island off the coast of Maine? I'm just throwing it out there. So we're overrepresented, an island off the coast of Maine? I don't think so. All right, this is great. The lawsuit follows a Supreme Court decision involving Harvard College and the University of North Carolina that overturned nearly 50 years, again, going back to Back or Bakey, whatever, of race-conscious affirmative action. Again, you could not say we're explicitly quotas, but you could say as long as, we got to get more minority representation. All right, so check this out. So here's Charlotte Burroughs from the EEOC, the Equal Opportunity freaking clown show. She says it remains lawful for employers to implement diversity, equity, and inclusion and accessibility programs that seek to ensure workforces of all backgrounds. Well, they're not doing that. Inherently, they're not. So screw you, Charlotte, whatever your freaking name is, Burroughs. Professor Vinay Harpalani, I don't know if that's a Hawaiian or is that Indian? I don't know. He said he believes a case would prevail if it reaches the Supreme Court because the court is really hostile to the use of any racial classification. They basically said racial categories are just stereotyping. So in that context, I'd be worried if I was a corporation. Make them pay. Make them go the way of the Aryan nations. He sees a workaround. Firms could open the fellowships up to students with different sorts of challenges, not necessarily tied to race. If you want to do that, that's fine. Women, people of color, and women of color. Oh, this is so freaking stupid. Women and lawyers of color remain underrepresented. 2021, 4% of all partners are women of color, 2.3% were Black. Well, that doesn't give you right to discriminate against white guys. That's just a fact. Anyway, so check this out. I want to show you guys something else here. Oberlin College had to pay $36 million to Gibson's Bakery for defamation and other torts. And they're trying to get that money back from 4 insurance companies. They've told the college to pound sand. Have you ever rooted for insurance companies ever? There's a first for everything. Yep. After a 6-year struggle in December 2022, Gibson's Bakery is finally paid by Oberlin College a total of $36 million. Representing a judgment of $32 million plus post-judgment interest. Finally, Gibson's Bakery family has been paid by Oberlin College. It was a 6-year struggle for the Gibson's family, which saw Grandpa Alan Gibson and David Gibson pass away after the trial, but before the appeals were concluded. 6-year journey for us as well, as we covered the case back since almost the inception of the protest outside the bakery in 2016 when a Black Oberlin College student was stopped for shoplifting. He was, in fact, shoplifting. The ensuing accusations by the college that the bakery had a long history of racial profiling led to a lawsuit, trial, appeals, and eventually payment. We were there all the way. So basically, Oberlin College, I don't know how big they're down, and they're rich libs. That's where freaking that Lena chick, who is that clown, Lena Dunham, who faked a rape. She went to school. I mean, they have more money than God, essentially, Oberlin College. But still, Anyway, along the way, for those paying careful attention, a controversy bubbled up as to whether the college insurers would cover the verdict. We covered the potential dispute on June 9th after the $11 million compensatory verdict, but before the $33 million was released. Anyway, an obvious question is whether the college has liability insurance to cover the verdict. Anyway, so it sounds like the insurers are saying no. So this is what you got to do. So now before Oberlin College or any other college starts going against white business owners for basically saying, you can't shoplift my house or my property, they're going to think twice because they don't want to pay $36 million. You got to sue. Make it pain. Make it pain. Bring the pain. This is good. So keep going, my man. So let's look at my man's website here. Americans for, what was it called? Yeah, nose itches. Oh, I'm so happy about this. American Alliance for Equal Rights. You got to get it while the iron, strike while the iron's hot, because Clarence Thomas ain't getting younger, and there's no way Trump's going to win re-election because the Democrats already know how to do it. So you can see this is a very shoestring operation here. American Alliance for Equal Rights is a nonprofit membership organization dedicated to challenge distinctions and preference made on the basis of race and ethnicity. You can fill out your contact information. If you feel you've been violated, could ever use a Gmail account? But here's my man Ed Bloom. Contact us and you say, "What's your story?" Oh, this is great. Let me see if I can't interview that guy. I love it. I love it. I love when freaking just taking it to the racist. I cannot stand racism. And sadly, we've known literally since I started going to college in 1992, is anti-white was out there perpetuating. It's pervasive. You know it. I know it. Stop the silliness. Talked to a guy today who got laid off. He goes, 58-year-old white guy. He's like, it's amazing how many people just like me get laid off and how many few other people. I said, I know. We all know what's happening. And the way you fight back, you don't get angry. You just say, let me donate some money to people who are suing. Because you got sons, you got brothers, you got dads, you got uncles, you got the whole thing. And they need protection too, just like every other group is. So this is good. All right. Love your thoughts. We'll see you